Dear students, in this unit, we will talk about adaptive radiation and its role in macroevolution. As we have studied earlier, that microevolution and macroevolution are both are types of evolution in which in microevolution the changes takes place in a small period of time, whereas macroevolution um takes place, there are a number of changes takes place in different species and the organisms over a larger period of time. Now, macroevolution is actually a large scale phenotypic changes in populations that warrant their placement in different taxonomic groups at the species level and even the higher levels, such as genera, families, orders, classes, and even phyla and kingdom as well as domains. Now, adaptive radiation, on the other hand, is a process in which organisms diversify very rapidly from one ancestral species into multitude of new subspecies or new forms, which ultimately make new species. Now, when we study the macroevolution, the purpose of it is to seek to discover and explain major changes in species diversity through time, such as what occurs during adaptive radiation when many species appear and during the mass extinction when many species disappear. Thus, evolutionary novelties, adaptive radiation, and mass extinction, these are important aspects of macroevolution. Now, here is the example of adaptive radiation. This is the parent species, a kind of finch, which was present at one place, and suddenly it get the opportunity to move to some new habitats which are not explored. And by moving to those different habitats, it became new species by acquiring different characteristics. Those characteristics make it different from the parent species. You can see specifically the structure of the beak as per the requirement in those new habitats, or the organism with such changes successfully inhabited the new habitats, and this adaptive radiation is an important aspect of macroevolution. Now, adaptive radiation is the diversification of an ancestral species into many different species. And adaptive radiation may occur because an ancestral species happened to have been in the right place at the right time to exploit different ecological and environmental opportunities. For example, a new habitat has opened up, such as a volcano can create new ground in the middle of the ocean, or in this case, places like Hawaii and the Galapagos Islands, where volcanic activity opened up those habitats or niche that were previously occupied by species which are no longer exist due to that volcanic activity. For aquatic species, the formation of large new lakes habitat could serve the same purpose. Biologists developed the concept of adaptive zones to help explain this type of adaptive radiations. So they are called the adaptive zones by the biologist. Adaptive zones are actually new ecological opportunities that were not exploited by an ancestral organism at this species level. An adaptive zone is essentially identical to one or more similar ecological niche. We can take the example of the finch of Galapagos Island. When Darwin visited those islands, he observed that the finches were remarkably identical from the finches of the mainland of the South America. And because he traveled to so many different islands which were distantly apart, he observed that those finches were distantly related or were not related to other finches which are present in the distant islands. So this made him think of this adaptive radiation concept. He hypothesized, and in this his hypothesis clearly shows that those finches, the ancestral finches from the mainland, somehow they were able to reach neighboring islands, and they transformed themselves according to the new environment. They acquired certain new characteristics which make them unique and different from their parental finches.